Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Ivy League Mediation Show. I am Nasha Brown, JD, your host, and I want to thank you so much for joining me either again or for the first time. Welcome. Today, we will be discussing co parenting and quarantine. Okay? So, for today, I compiled a few tips to help you guys get through this pandemic with your other co parent without filing certain paperwork when the courts open back up, or just having a very destructive time while this is going on. So, for example, none of us could have prepared any way, shape, form, or fashion for this pandemic. None of us saw it coming unless, it was Bill Gates, and we didn't really know what was going to happen. I mean, I never thought that I would live in a time where I couldn't go sit down and get a drink or go to the movie theater, or I have to wear a mask everywhere I went. Like, that in itself just makes me not want to go anywhere because, oops, I forgot my mask. But anyway, with that being said, parenting has definitely taken on a brand new set of challenges due to this pandemic. So, tip number one, if you are co parenting during this quarantine, tip number one, first take a deep breath and understand that this is not just happening to you. I understand that your children may be bouncing off the walls. You don't have that private, peaceful time you once had. You may be working from home right now. You may not be working at all. You have now become a teacher on top of all of the other duties that you had as a parent, and that is very stressful. And the person that you most will probably likely lash out to on would be your co-parent for whatever reason, because you share children. You may feel like they're in a better situation than you are. The list goes on and on. But my first tip is not to do that. Understand that regardless of what their situation is, they are going through this as well. So if things happen to where you guys need to switch schedules or whatever, you need to communicate, please just think about it in a respectful and a productive way instead of lashing out, I'm mad, this is going on way. We all are on edge. I know I've had a couple of breakdowns since this has gone on because it just is a lot. But just like God brought me through and a lot of other people, He will bring you through too. So if you do need to make any changes or have any discussions with your co-parent, just understand that this is not the time to send evil text messages or threatening voicemails, because you may not get a good response, and whatever you were trying to accomplish is not going to be accomplished because you guys are probably either a blocking each other or spending valuable time that could be used to come to an agreement and figure something out. Now you guys are going back and forth, wasting time. Tip number two. Where are my notes? Let's see. What happened to my page? Excuse me, y'all. Okay. Tip number two. Please be willing to take on a little bit more responsibility than you may be ordered to. If you have a parenting plan in place, or even not an official parenting plan, you guys just have an agreement of how you are going to parent the children and visiting time and residency and all of those good things, things have changed. So if, say for example, you may be out of work at this time, so you're at home possibly collecting the unemployment check, and your co-parent is either A, an essential worker and is still going to and from work, or is B, I lost my train of thought, an essential worker or working from home, then they may need a little bit of time to work or wind down from work, where you may be at home playing Xbox or playing in makeup. They may be trying to juggle working from home and making sure that your child is doing their schoolwork. So be willing to communicate with your co-parent and really see where you guys both are in reference to this pandemic and your schedules, and be willing to make some compromises. This is not the time to throw papers in people's faces and be like, well, I don't have to see them 3 days out the week if I'm only supposed to see them 2, or I don't want to do that. Like, no, these are your children, and just like they have to adjust to not going to school every day and seeing their friends and eating lunch in the cafeteria, you have to adjust to being a now homeschool parent that's working as well. And if you are not with your co-parent, then you guys might need to do a little extra communicating and compromise. And my final tip, child support. Now, please do not misunderstand me. Just because this pandemic is going on does not mean that you do not have to take care of your children. That is not what that means. However, we all understand that, I read today that another, I think, 3 million people filed unemployment last week. Like, how many people are even in the world? Like, I really just, it's like these numbers are just amazing me. Like, I didn't even know this many people actually even existed, So, wow. But with all that being said, it's a hard time for everybody. So if you are the parent who is responsible for child support and you have lost your job, or your business has gone under, or your clientele is not what it once was, or whatever situation is, you can no longer fulfill the initial duties that were already set forth, please communicate that to the other parent. Do not duck and dodge them when that child support does not come through. That's not fair to them, and it creates a serious level of contention and a bunch of drama that nobody needs. If you are the parent who is receiving child support and you're not receiving it, I understand that you probably are angry because you still have to take care of these children, and I understand it. However, before you go flying off the handle, please allow space to be communicated with, so that you can understand what's going on, so that you and your child's mother or father can actually develop a possible new child support arrangement, a temporary child support arrangement, until they go back to work or unemployment comes, or whatever the case may be. Just be willing to be open and to compromise with what is going on. This is a very tough time for everybody, and a lot of things have changed. So please, if you take nothing else from this video, please take a deep breath, pray, drink some tea, take a walk, whatever it is you need to do. If you have any more ways to stay calm, put them in the comments so I can know. And just think about the bigger picture. We are all going through this, and you being a basket case and constantly going back and forth with your child's parent because both of you are stressed about this pandemic is not good for anybody. So, with all that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching the Ivy League Mediation Show today. If you guys have any co-parenting tips that you would like to share, please feel free to comment, subscribe, like, whatever. I am constantly meeting people that are going through things and need some assistance. So if you in any way have any gems that you would like to give me so I can bestow upon them, that would be greatly appreciated. If you need any assistance with developing a temporary parenting plan or child support agreement or custody arrangement, whatever you want to call it, just reach out. My all of my handles are somewhere on the YouTube page, and if you're watching this on Facebook, DM me, whatever. Call me at Ivy League Mediation on Facebook, and Counselor with a K 1908 on Instagram and Twitter. Yes. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please stay safe. Please be blessed. Love you guys. Thank you.